Now joining me live from Amasya, Turkey is Yusuf Bahadır Keskin, and we're going to be talking about the latest results from the election. Good to see you, Yusuf.
Hello, good to see you. Good evening.
Now, what are your thoughts on the results of the election?
Turkey has peacefully completed another democracy day. Two candidates competed. Erdogan is the winner again. I wish him success and I congratulate his supporters. The participation was good enough, but especially in the first round of the elections, it was a record participation record for Turkish political history. Also, the other candidate, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, tried everything, but he couldn't win the election. But in my opinion, he competed well. But his rival is very strong. Erdogan was the favorite of both rounds. The result was expected. So indeed he won. In the last 2 weeks, both sides have very maneuvers. And we see that Sinan Oğan, who got 5% votes, declared his support to Recep Tayyip Erdogan. And his partner Ümit Özdağ, the leader of Zafer Party, supported Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu. And now we see that the votes are equally distributed to Erdogan and Kılıçdaroğlu. The winner didn't change again. So Recep Tayyip Erdogan is a very strong name in politics, not only in Turkish politics, but also in world politics. He's in the power for more than 20 years. Lots of Turkish people love him. At the end of the elections, he got the majority in the parliament. It's a big advantage for him. Maybe in the next month or next years, we can even see a constitutional amendment. It will be on his agenda. And I want to say something about the parliament, Turkish parliament. It's the most right-wing parliament in history. There is a nationalist, conservative weight. Also, the Nation Alliance has right-wing parties. 5 parties are right-wing parties in Nation Alliance. We know Deva Party, Gelecek Party, Saadet Party, Democrat Party, and İYİ Party. They entered to the parliament with CHP, and they won more than 80 seats. All of these rates are prognostication of future. We know that. Also, opposition groups became a very big bloc against Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and they supported Kılıçdaroğlu. He was able to bring together many nationalist, Kemalist, Kurdish, liberal, and conservative figures. Kılıçdaroğlu ran a campaign on freedoms and economy, but Erdogan's campaign ran on security and some other nationalist approach. Erdogan is not an easy rival. It's not easy to overthrow him. We can see the result now. And another difficult period is beginning for CHP and Kılıçdaroğlu. Probably the demands for change may increase in his party. So before the elections, we all can notice that most of Turkish people don't want to see Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu as the candidate of president. Many people don't believe that he can overthrow Erdogan. Also before the election, İYİ Party and their leader Meral Akşener noticed this, but she couldn't prevent his candidacy. After the first round of elections, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu's rhetoric had seriously hardened, changed very seriously. He's focused and targeted the refugees and terrorist organizations, especially PKK and FETÖ, but it wasn't enough for him. Also, he has some troubles in parliament. In the next month, the seats of CHP may decrease to 120 or 130 about it. So the support of HDP isn't enough for Kılıçdaroğlu. Nationalist, conservative, and Atatürkist part of Turkish people couldn't convince. So we all know that the organic tie between HDP and PKK terrorist organization, we all know. What if HDP changed its name or its party with, this is how they changed their name, green left, red right, or yellow middle, it doesn't matter. Turkish people are aware of this. So they are expecting from Erdogan to keep strong fighting with terrorist organizations like PKK and FETÖ.
Now, as you've mentioned, the opposition leader, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, has tried everything to win the election but couldn't. Do you think in the coming days there will be reactions from that side? For example, the Nation Alliance parties, do you think they will demand his resignation?
I think a difficult period will begin for Kılıçdaroğlu and his party, because many people didn't want to see Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu as a candidate. They all can guess he cannot win against Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and now we see they are right. He couldn't win, and I think a big demand of change will start in CHP.
Now, also in the previous weeks, we've seen that the opposition was talking about the relations, Turkey's relations with Russia. How would you analyze their thoughts on that side? How would have been if they had won, or how the relations will change?
Yes, especially the relations between Russia is very important in my side. I think it's the relations with Russia is very valuable and very precious because of Syria, because of the trouble with Azerbaijan and Armenia, and in the war in Ukraine. The relations with Russia is very precious. And we all know that the relations between Turkey and Russia have gone through a lot of troubles in the term of Erdogan and Vladimir Putin. And we remember Turkey shut down the Russian jet in his border. And Russia attacked to the Turkish people and killed more than 35 Turkish soldiers. It's the biggest loss of Turkish army in Syria in one attack. And then we saw that Russian ambassador in Ankara, Andrei Karlov, has been shot in front of the cameras by a police in place. These are very difficult troubles in international relations, and we saw that a connection between the killer and FETÖ it's emerged by Turkish administration, and we all know that the relations between FETÖ and CIA, FETÖ is a terrorist organization under CIA, and I think Washington has targeted the relations between Turkey and Russia. They want to damage these relations, but they couldn't success. And Erdogan and Putin's direct communication is very crucial. Lots of crises didn't turn into a war. And before the elections, something interesting happened. The leader of opposition, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, has tweeted both in Turkish and in Russian language and accused the Russian administration. It was surprising for everyone, but I think this move was a message to USA and maybe to European Union governments, administrations, and I cannot find any other logical explain for this. And in the new term of Erdogan, I think the relations between Turkey and Russia will become stronger. So we all know Russia is a very critical actor in in Syria. The key of the resolve of Syrian war is in Moscow. So I think in the new period, the dialogue between Turkey and Russia will be stronger.
Now, moving on to the Middle East, you're familiar with the region. How will relations with certain countries evolve in the coming years? For example, Saudi Arabia and Turkey have started mending their relations, and we have also Iran accepting relations to evolve with Saudi Arabia as well. What can we expect from the region?
What can we expect from the region? I want to tell something about the relations between Turkey and Saudi Arabia. The relations had some difficult periods in the last years. We saw an embargo from Saudi government to Turkish products, an unofficial embargo, because of the murder of Jamal Khashoggi in Saudi Arabia consulate in Istanbul. Also, Saudi government has shut down Turkish schools in Saudi Arabia. It was another food of the troubles. So Saudi government stopped the investment to Turkey. But at the end, the parts of the trouble find a channel for the dialogue, and they could resolve all of the troubles. And in this period, the relations between Turkey and Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates or some other countries, maybe in next day with Egypt, with Syria, can be better. With the sample of Saudi Arabia, we know that both countries, Turkey and Saudi Arabia, they are losing their strong relations with United States. Both countries don't trust to U.S. government for many years, maybe for more than 6 or 7 years. Turkey and Saudi Arabia has strong ties with China, and both countries want to stabilize the region, except United States. We all know that United States don't want a ceasefire or don't want a resolve in Ukraine, in Syria. But Turkey and his neighbors and ally countries, they all want stability in the region. They want a solution in Syrian war. They want a solution in Yemen. They want to defend the rights of Palestine, the status of Masjid al-Aqsa. They are very sensitive. And in the next day, I hope these Muslim countries will work together. So if they want a solution about all of these troubles in the region, they need to work together. At the end, I want to say something about the dialogue period between Iran and Saudi Arabia. This is very precious in the region, so Turkey wants to be a part of this period. Another fact is the vision, 2030 vision of Saudi Arabia. Turkey is very crucial on this project, especially in construction sector. Turkey can help Saudi Arabia to reach their targets and become a part of this vision.
Yusuf Bahadır Keskin, thank you for your analysis.
I thank you. Good evening.
Now, moving on, we will be giving you the report where Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan